Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining us through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It is Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Yeah, I forgot Sage was established last week, but it's all good. What's good, everybody listening? Glad you're here. What's good, Chris?
Hey. You got to keep up with the continuity of our show, Josh, if you're going to be a second chair here. All right? You got to stay up with our lore.
How could I?
When we have so much lore.
So much lore.
Also joining us, it is my producer, my little brother. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Oh shit, he put on the motherfucking glasses. He's getting ready. Are you ready? Can you see now?
I'm kind of cool like that, you know?
He just threw on his Sharingan, basically. He's about to go full. He's going to be like, Dark Fire!
They're actually kind of dirty.
No. Well, all right then. Well, we got a fun show today. Very excited to get into it. One Piece is back. Chainsaw Man is back. But before we get into that, let's get into plugs. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JDCole_37, that's on Instagram. And at NYChillin with an EN, not an ING, that's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Brian?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Wow. Very fast, just so nobody can hear it.
Well, really want to make sure that
Right on.
follows me.
You want to make it inaudible for you.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, well,
Only the worthy must follow.
If somebody wants to find me, they gotta work for it, okay?
that's fair. Hey, you see that? You gotta work for it, dude. If
It's free in life.
you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show itself on Twitter, especially because we do a really good chapter of the week poll. We did one this week, literally 2 hours ago. But yeah, it just ended.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, so you know, it came out today actually. So we're covering chapters that came out in the official release today. So check us out on that. And vote for your favorite chapter week to week. Usually it comes out on Sundays. Usually, unless I forget, and or moments like this where it comes out on a Monday. But yeah, check us out on that. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And yeah, we'll read it on the show. We actually got not a question really, but like just a little update from Sketchy Mike. He went on vacation and he just like sent me some stuff about like how they sell manga in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. On the, yeah, you sent it on Instagram.
Yeah. So, you know, that's cool. Send us stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later because I do have a comment on it. But yeah, check us out on our email us there, or you can comment underneath any of the videos you're watching, whether it's the full version of the podcast or the little highlight breakouts we make for you guys every week. And while you're at it, give us a subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast, like the podcast. If you want to support us, that would be the best way to do it, is engagement. Get us on the almighty algorithm, everyone. And if you prefer audio podcasts, though, fear not, we do have that option. Obviously, we actually have more episodes on there because we only started doing the video version 45 technically, but our old channel got nuked. But we from 75 onward is on YouTube, full video versions, so you can check us out on that. And subscribe, do all the things there. You can. The audio versions is on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. We have every episode, all 100 and at this point 91 episodes of New Jump City on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. So check us out on there. Leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Without further ado, let's get into the show, shall we? One Piece. This is One Piece, chapter 1060, Luffy's Dream.
And 60.
Yeah, and 60. We open up with these little color spread. This is actually a redraw of an old color spread. I kind of remember this from when they had just up to Chopper, basically. It was just 6 of them when this color spread was originally drawn. But they've added Frankie, Robin, Jinbei, Brooke. You know, it's a very nice little reminiscent thing here. Very good job, Oda. He says, the panda bear or the polar bear that has it, it says, we stand for liberty. Hell yeah, dude. Revolutionary Oda over here. Respect it.
It's a fact.
Yeah. So we open up on the open seas of the New World. Luffy is now reacting to the news of Sabo, which, if you don't remember, Sabo is accused of killing King Cobra. So, you know, not good. Not good all around. And Luffy is obviously pissed off because he knows Sabo would never do that. And Robin is the person who knows Sabo second best in this crew, seeing as how she was basically on their ship for so long. Yeah, Luffy's just kind of like flipping out, being reactionary as usual. He's just like, let's go to Alabasta right now.
Right. All the way back to the Grand Line.
Yeah, let's go all the way under the New World again and back, you know.
To the Grand Rhine.
To the Grand Rhine. Yeah. So,
Grand Rhine.
Grand Rhine. So yeah, everybody on the crew is having various reactions to this. Zoro is, you know, trying to have a thicker head about, a wiser head about things. Is just like, well, why the hell would we go? Like, Cobra's already dead. There's nothing to do in Alabasta. Why would we go back there? And Luffy's just like, well, let's just go back to Marijois then. And he's like, no, that's the Navy headquarters. Why would you want to go there right now?
I'm just not casual shook. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Marijois?
Marijois? I was actually kind of surprised. I don't remember Karubo coming back onto the ship. Unless I'm bugging.
Yeah. He's at the port.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. My bad. I thought he ran off to tell somebody something.
He was going to after he stows away.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't remember the detail, but I knew he was staying on the ship.
Yeah. No, this is definitely a me thing. I just definitely forgot how he got on that ship in the first place.
Disappointing.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, Luffy's out here calling Zoro pussy for not wanting to go to Marijois and fuck shit up for no reason. He's just like, you scared, Zoro? And Sanji's obviously freaking out about Vivi and how she feels right now. Chopper is like kind of mourning the loss of Cobra because he was so nice to them, even though he was a king. Nami's worried. Nami's obviously worried about Vivi. The people who didn't go to Alabasta, Jinbei, Frankie, Brooke, they're just kind of like reacting to this. It was like, whoa, this shit is crazy. And they're freaking out. And at that point, that's when Zoro's just like, hey, you remember, what did you say when this happened to Ace? When something like this happened to Ace? And Luffy remembered, is like, Ace has his own adventure.
Oh my god, his face, yeah. Well, that is what I said.
Yeah, and he's like, until he was in undeniable danger, you let Ace live his own life. And he's like, we should let Vivi do the same. You think she can't fucking figure it out? She's strong. When the time comes, we'll act. But right now, there's nothing to do. We have nowhere to go, really, with this. We have no objective to go for. No clear bad guy yet. So he's basically on the fence of just waiting by and seeing more information pop up. And if it gets really out of hand, they'll step in. There's this moment where they all just like make fun of Zoro for being cruel and unusual.
Right.
And it's kind
of roasting his ass. Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing when Vivi first left the crew and Zoro was like, she wanted to stay. Why are you guys crying right now? And they were just like all calling him like names like this. Luffy called him 3-sword style. I remember that was so funny. He was like 3-sword style. Usopp was like, that's not an insult. He said 4-sword style.
4-sword style. That's a got it tight.
Yeah. But Yeah, Robin is continuing to read the newspaper, catching up on all the things that they missed while they were on Wano. They talk about the Cross Guild a little bit. Luffy knows that like Buggy was a fluke and that he ended up as a fucking Emperor of the Sea. And Robin's like, hey, you're getting connected to a lot of people here, a lot of dangerous people in the New World. Do you want to know about it? And Luffy's like, nah. If it's really important, tell me. But if it's not, it's whatever. And
I wonder who they're talking about there. The more names that are connected to him.
Yeah, I wonder.
Like Kobe?
Maybe Kobe. Yeah, actually, maybe Kobe.
Because Kobe got snatched up by Blackbeard.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't react to Kobe's news.
He probably doesn't know. Like Robin probably just got to that point, and then he was like, "I'm over the news." Which honestly,
right, I guess after hearing about Sabo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which honestly, you can't absorb too much of too much bad news. It's bad for your mental health. I respect it. So yeah, Luffy just lays back and he's like, Sabo didn't do it. Sabo grew up in a home where he was controlled. He just wants everybody to be free.
Right.
And then we flash back to this moment where Luffy, Ace, and Sabo were all telling each other their dreams as a kid. And I actually it's funny because they repeated this moment in Wano where Luffy has this like grander dream that would be accomplished if he became Pirate King. So, the Pirate King is just a means to an end to Luffy, which is very interesting because he yells out that he tells them that he swore an oath to the three of them, just like between him, Ace, and Sabo. And he says that I wanna, and then we cut away, and then we get individual shots of the Straw Hats all like reacting to Luffy's ultimate dream at the end of all of this. Even the Sunny is like, whoa.
No, the Sunny itself, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, the Sunny, Zoro, Jinbei, they're just like, whoa, what? What is that? Brooke starts laughing. Usopp's like, whoa, there's no way, bro. He's negative. Frankie and Sanji just laugh off, just like, wow, that's crazy, dude. There's no way. Robin is surprised. And Chopper is just like in admiration, little brother style. It's very cute.
Was this Sanji's debut One Piece laugh? Da ha ha ha.
Da ha ha ha. I don't know. Actually.
Frankie's blah.
I hope he sounds like a robot. Does he in the anime? Does he have a robotic tint to his language, or
it's funny?
He just talks normal.
I think most of the Straw Hats don't have a unique laugh like that. Actually, they're the only ones in this universe that don't laugh weird.
Luffy and Brooke.
Brooke is the only one. Brooke has yo ho ho.
Luffy has she.
Oh, I see. Yeah, for the most part, I think the rest of the Straw Hats have kind of regular laughs. But in any case, they're all just like, come on, Luffy, there's no way that's possible. And Luffy's like, maybe when I'm king of the pirates, it will be. So Luffy's just like, whoa, wait, did I never tell you guys something like this before? And they're like, no, you didn't. He was like, well, I guess I did only tell those two and Shanks. And Robin asks, what did they say? And Luffy's just like, Shanks just laughed and had tears in his eyes.
Roger.
Mm-hmm. It's something that Roger said as well. That's definitely something.
Gold Roger.
Mm-hmm.
Was Gold Roger Joy Boy? No. But the same spirit.
Maybe. Joy Boy was.
They're saying the same shit.
Joy Boy was a person who previously had this devil fruit, from what I understand.
Oh, that's
Luffy's devil fruit, the Nika fruit. Yeah.
Wow, Gold Roger was really just that thorough.
Yeah, he was just that nice. He walked through the fucking whole new world without a devil fruit and just became king of the pirates.
And had this spirit of joy. He didn't have no power, but he had the light.
Yeah.
Do sheer swag and confidence.
Yeah. And
that's actually true. That would be the best way to describe it.
Pure mustache power.
Swag and confidence.
But yeah, Luffy is
of D.
Oh, say again, Josh. Oh,
he is of D.
Yeah, he is of D.
Many will argue that he is the D.
Pause.
We're gonna need a pause on that. We're
You
gonna need
took it too far, Brian.
30 cc's of pause. Anyway, Luffy lays back and he's like, and that's all at the end of my dream. And, everybody's like, wow, that's just like you, Luffy. They are all like having their various reactions to it. And Frankie's like, well, you need to be king of the pirates now for sure if that you're going to make that come true. So, all we have to do is find the last poneglyph and we'll be able to set sail. But Robin is like, well, that last poneglyph is the one thing that nobody's been able to find. So, we got to get through that first. We have to find its whereabouts before anything. And then we cut over to Navy HQ, where, as we left off with them, they actually just intercepted a message from Sabo to the Revolutionaries. He gave them a call, and they were able to trace his call. So now the Navy's listening in on this revolutionary phone call.
That's some Fed shit.
Oh my God, they got a wiretap. So they're doing.
Whoa.
Yeah. So yeah, they're basically like, unlucky man. The elders are reacting like an unlucky man. He's like, no, it is simply destiny. And we cut over to the Kamabaka Kingdom. Dragon is listening in on Sabo as he's explaining what's going on here. Sabo tells them that he wasn't the one that assassinated Cobra, but when he was in Marijois, he saw something terrible. And as he's talking on this island known as Lulusia, which is one of the 8 countries that rebelled against the world government after Luffy defeated Kaido. The king and princess of that kingdom are locked up, by the way. So Sabo's hiding out on a revolutionary friendly island, I imagine. But clouds descend upon this island as he starts talking and like leaking that info. He starts talking about how on the empty throne in the Pangaea castle, and at that point we see Emu pull up and is like, communications cut off the transponder snail, as he crosses out the island of Lulusia. And Sabo starts to let out about the throne that's supposed to be forever empty because there's no king in the world actually has. And then the communication cuts out. And we see Emu tell the communications people that, listen to me, you did not detect anything today. You did not intercept anything. The kingdom of Lulusia, that country, never existed in the first place. As what looks like just beams of light descend upon Lulusia and fucking eliminate it from the face of the goddamn earth. Oh my God.
It is just ocean now.
Yeah, it is just ocean. Sabo is once again in questionable living situation right now.
Wow. Into the frying pan and into the fire, right?
Yeah.
Well, out the frying pan and into the fire.
Yeah.
That's the term.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
well, he is made of fire, so
yeah,
I guess that helps.
Yeah, my guess is he survives this. Barely, but
he flew away like Johnny Storm.
Yeah, like he went flame on and flew away.
Yeah, and got the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
Wow, Lulusia. What kingdom? What?
Lulusia.
What's that?
It's a kingdom that showed up frequently in.
It doesn't exist.
It should no. It
That's
showed up.
the point.
It showed up frequently in cover pages, like cover page episodes.
Oh really?
Whatever.
Which one?
Yeah, like Ace had one.
Huh.
Sabo had one.
I didn't notice that actually.
What was going on in Lulusia?
There was like a princess or something. I don't know. I don't really recall like the exact story.
Well, in the recent story,
Ace was involved with it. So
yeah, in the recent story, Lulusia has recently liberated itself from its monarchy. It looks like so.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't remember anything about it beforehand. But I don't doubt it. It's Oda. We've definitely probably seen it before. But we then cut over to days later on the Thousand Sunny. The crew is battling basically a snowstorm in the middle of the seas trying to just sail through this shit. Just regular chaotic, sailing on the new world type shit. Chopper has like one of the straw hats from Wano, the samurai straw hats, looking adorbs, and he's going out to help. As in the chaos, Luffy spots in the distance this enormous warm eddy, which is a massive warm water that got heated somewhere and is now being pushed upward. But this eddy is apparently so warm, it's managed to push its way completely above the sea level entirely, and it's literally just kind of like a hurricane of water looming towards the straw hats. Brooke says it looks like an afro. And
Yeah, it does.
So Luffy looks closer and he sees that there's someone inside the water, and there's like, could it be a mermaid? And Sanji's like, it's true, I can hear a lady's screams. And Nami's like, inside the water? Honestly, I think it would be so funny that like Sanji's observation hockey is only for like he can only detect women.
Yeah, that's the theory. That's literally the theory. Because the same shit happened in Wano, where he heard. Remember how he fell?
Yeah,
into Black
you're
Maria's
right.
trap?
That's really funny.
His observation hockey is it's very woman centered.
That's pretty great. So
Yes.
Zoro cuts it open, and we see that like the winds get stronger. So Luffy and Chopper get blown away by the intense winds, and they come across the person that was inside of the eddy, and it turns out to be Jewelry Bonnie, one of the 11 supernovas, and she's in her child form. So pretty epic. That's where the chapter ends. Pretty big chapter, all things considered. A lot of stuff happened. 20 pages. Wow. It feels like the longest chapter we've had of One Piece in a while. But without further ado, let's get into thoughts. Josh, what did you think of One Piece chapter 1060?
I thought it was my RGC. That's the fuck I thought.
You're not alone. It is also my RGC. Brian, where do you stand? You must make a
This
decision.
is a really hard decision for me.
You must make a decision, child.
You can wait. I mean,
we'll talk about it, and then you can tell us how you feel.
We can make some extra drops.
All right, go.
We'll talk about it. But Josh, get into your thoughts. Outside of the RGC.
So number one, I'm just gonna talk about it. We gotta have an open discussion. All right, this is okay. Straight up, that was Uranus.
That had to be, yeah.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It had to be, yeah.
That was Uranus.
Yeah.
But I had to say something about that. Yeah, was that a UFO or something?
Okay, so hey, it could be a couple of things. One thing, it could be one of three things. We are in the camp that it's pretty much Uranus. We'll never get through it. We'll never get through this. We're immature.
Dude, all these countries and kingdoms
You know
are
what?
all
Every
in
time-
danger with Uranus floating above them.
Every time we say Uranus, I'm gonna let go of these. So Uranus. Okay, yeah, it could be Uranus for sure.
Uranus? No.
No.
No, Uranus.
I told you, every time we gotta make a Uranus joke, I'm dropping one of those. It could be. It could be.
Uranus got thunder.
It is.
To the vast bowl of the ocean.
It could be Uranus. Another thing it could be is Eneru. That's what a lot of people think it is. It's Eneru coming down from the moon and having some part in this. It could be a mixture of both. It could be Eneru, while on the moon, finds Uranus up there and drops heavenly lightning turds.
No, because they did this. This is the Buster Call, isn't it?
No, the Buster Call is a collection of battleships that shoot recklessly into an island until it's destroyed.
Oh!
Yeah.
So, real quick, anything that has to do with Eneru, disregard, please, because the One Piece community thought Eneru was gonna show up in Wano. Like
Why?
they always think for some reason they are always like they're fiending for Eneru to show up at
Here's the
whatever
thing.
possible moment.
Here's the thing.
Fiending.
This is why I think this time it might be warranted. I didn't believe the Eneru and Wano bullshit to begin with, obviously, but this one I can see-ish because he's in space. I feel like Oda doesn't waste anything. I feel like if Oda didn't show us that side story for no reason. I feel like people got it in their heads, and Oda, to be fair, has trained us to think so, that nothing in One Piece is wasted. Nothing in One Piece can be considered a one-off thing, really, and that everything counts. He's the Grant Morrison of manga, where he considers every little bit of his story a part of the grander scale in some way or another, whether it's a small part or a big part. So I can see that maybe Eneru has something to do with this. It is just likely the government has control of, or Emu specifically has control of Uranus right now. And my anus...
She ain't got control of my anus.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just Emu has control of of Uranus, and it's that simple.
That's him.
It could be just that simple.
Yeah, Nero's gonna he's gonna for sure. He's popping up at some point in the story. And it could be this. It could be that. I thought that was the Buster Call.
Yeah, no, we've seen the
I think it's
Buster
the
Call.
new Buster Call.
It could be the new. It's probably
It sure is.
Yeah, it's no, because the Buster Call was very much established in Robin's flashback and in Ennie's lobby that they just send like so many ships. They don't even get close to the island. They just shoot from afar and just decimate the island in general.
Just blast.
Just blast away. And there's an admiral there to supervise, basically.
Yep, keeper. There's still more of the island left.
Nope.
Keep
Hey,
it going.
I think that's a little girl. Go kill her. Aokiji let her go, and that's Robin. But
oh yeah, Aokiji.
This is certainly, even though it's huge and explosive, this is a more discreet version of a Buster Call compared to how they used to do it.
Sure.
Well, I feel like this is a Buster Call beyond the Buster Call, because like this was an extreme situation for them. Like Emu needed Sabo to shut up yesterday. You know what I mean? So he was like, "I'm gonna send Uranus over there to take care of it."
But now Dragon knows about Eam's existence, not who Eam is or whatever, but he knows that he exists.
I would say that maybe Dragon already knew, and he just like didn't have the proof in his head. Like he knew independently, or some kind of inkling of it, and Sabo just confirmed everything that he's like thinking that he saw or he's experienced or seen.
Please, more revolutionary shit. I want so much more from the Revolutionaries. It's insane.
Yeah.
We've been starved from this group for so long. It's about damn time we get to see them more prevalent in the story.
It's about
Give me more Revolutionaries.
Anyway, Josh, you need to finish your thoughts. We keep cutting in, but
no, that's fine. I really wanted to have a discussion about that. I know everyone else was going to talk about it anyway. Just get out the way. I don't really have too much other thoughts. I'm really interested in this new winter island. I don't think Elbaf is explicitly cold.
I mean, if it's based on Vikings,
it is. It's a Viking place.
Norway's pretty cold.
Oh,
they deal with snow and all that stuff.
Maybe
is Norway where? What does the fox say came from?
I don't think so. I don't think the guy's from Norway.
Yeah, I have no idea what Luffy was talking about in his dream. Oda's obviously hiding it from us for a reason.
Yeah, it's probably
so. I thought it was something simple something as simple as just I want everyone to have a party, the whole world to have a party and toast at the same time and laughing and happy, something like that. But I don't know. It's not something you need to hide from us. We kind of know how he feels about that. But I know it's not. It can't be something too complex because it's Luffy. It's something simple yet deep.
Yeah, I would think it's something along the lines of just a freedom for folks in some capacity. I think in a deeper sense. I guess I'm like boiling it down for myself. But it's something along those lines because when you think about Ace and Sabo, he said this after he heard their dreams and knowing where they come from. Like the Ace and Sabo represent two sides of a spectrum in Luffy's life, where one is the son of the most infamous pirate ever, the other one is the son of nobles. And they're both like kind of restrained by their lineages in one way or another. So I think Luffy's dream is definitely the in creating a world where the people don't have to kind of like adhere to these restraints of their lives. So I think it's definitely based on that. But I don't know. I could also be wrong. I've been wrong a lot.
No, I bet it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be something too complex because he's hiding it.
Yeah.
It's maybe something. Maybe it's a point he wants to make through action instead of by simply telling us.
Yeah.
If only. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Brian, what were your thoughts?
All right. So, I'm sure from my little temper tantrum, you understand that I love the Revolutionaries.
More.
I want to know more about them. Yes, give me more of that.
More.
I really liked. This was a really, really much needed Straw Hats chapter. It's been a while since we've had them just fucking around on the ship and kind of showing their personalities and how they all mesh together and stuff. It was just so it was something so endearing about having all their reactions be the way that they were.
Yeah.
Like all of them in their own like unique way, having their own reaction. It was so adorable. And even I feel like for some reason Nami's was the most like, oh, that's so sweet. Cause like I don't know, I just the way that this crew interacts, you could just tell that they're all like literally a family. Like they all care for each other. They all goof around and they're all just used to each other. It's just all natural. Like there's nothing that ever feels forced when they're all just fucking around and talking. So
Yeah. I mean,
sweet.
they've
I wish
spent
there was more.
they spent like the better half of 25 years together outside of story. They better know each other pretty well.
Yeah, and it's been a while since they've all just been together, like together on the sea, Like they all didn't sail here together, right?
What do you mean?
They like
Oh
they
no, yeah,
all
they got to
arrived at
Wano
different
separately.
points and stuff.
Yeah, they got to
So
Wano separately.
this is the first time in a while that they've just been sailing together, like as a full crew, and with Jinbei on the ship too. So it's interesting to see how Jinbei fits into it. So that's pretty sweet.
That's very true. It's been a while since Jinbei was oh, well, it's been a while since they've been together on the Sunny, all 10 of them together.
At sea.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it is nice to see the Sunny kind of reacting to things too. So
Yeah.
shades of Mary.
Yeah.
Um,
I forget what they called the spirit of the ships. I'm gonna butcher it, but it was like something like the Klabaufrotten, something like that. It was some German word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did it pass on though, or is it still within?
No,
the ship?
every ship has its own individual spirit and soul. So that's why they couldn't just rebuild the Mary, because then it would just be an entire ship in general, a different ship
also,
on its own.
Chopper looks so fucking adorable.
Yeah, it should be
when
Chopper.
When he came out, he's like, "Hey guys, what's all the fuss?" And then he instantly gets taken away by the wind.
Right?
Why did he make himself heavier? He could have got into his like regular form.
Maybe he ain't get the. Oh yeah, he doesn't need rumble balls to do that.
No, his man beast form, he could just go into that.
All right, so there's one theory that I feel like has been mentioned.
Oh shit!
All right, and this one is you take it as you will. So, people are theorizing that Sabo was not on the island. He was
On this,
to-
on Lulucia?
Yeah, he was not on Lulucia. He was on a boat outside of Lulucia. So the
Oh.
theory is that if you look at the way the lighting affects the people in Lulucia compared to how it affects Sabo, it's coming. The light affecting Sabo is coming from a different angle.
Whoa.
So if you look at Lulucia, the light is coming down on them, and if you look at Sabo, it's coming to the right of him. So it's flashing to the side of Wano. Not Wano, Sabo.
I think that's definitely possible. I mean, we technically don't see him.
Kind of hard to like.
We don't see
Yeah.
him on Lulucia. We don't see his like background.
Yeah.
Yes, they made it. So Oda made it purposely. It's like a purposeful
Ambiguous, yeah.
misdirection. They like starved as much information about what's going on behind Sabo as possible, and kept the panels really tight
Yeah.
on him, so that way you can't tell where he is, and so that people feel tension when this happens. So
Yeah, there was a lot of tension
Yeah.
when I was reading this.
also another thing I didn't think about is if Sabo was on that island, this transponder snail would not be receiving this, like the message at the end where he's like, Sabo? Sabo?
That's true.
That transponder snail would be fucking dust.
Obliterated. Yeah. Huh. I mean, I would guess that Sabo would have survived it anyway, but that's a good observation, Brian. It's a good catch. Or the theory that you read it or whatever. It makes sense. For once, a One Piece theory that makes sense.
Also, there are people saying that Jewelry Bonnie being introduced to the Straw Hats here is now 100% an end game companion here. Because Jewelry Bonnie is connected to some pretty interesting parts of One Piece history.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
Jewelry Bonnie herself.
yeah, I did
Bonnie-
want to mention that. Actually,
Bonnie is a very connected individual to certain extents. So she can uncover a lot for the Straw Hats here.
yeah.
And it looks like, we traded out one of the Supernova companions for another one.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I miss Law, it's going to be interesting to see how Bonnie fits in with the crew.
It seems like every
We had Law, Beige, Kid,
X-Drake.
X-Drake.
Hawkins.
Hawkins was not an ally.
No, but they've been explored already. Hawkins, Music Man,
Yeah, Apu.
Apple.
Um,
He ain't that nigga no more. I didn't like the way his character was fleshed
Obviously, the
out.
strongest of all, Uruj.
Uruj, obviously.
No, he's gonna be the end game.
I
He's
think.
the final boss.
Well,
Watch.
Uruj's power is apparently really strong. Like, he converts damage that he takes into strength. That's why he's always fucked up all the time.
Oh,
So that's his devil fruit, basically. Is that like he has to take damage in order to get stronger.
it's
You know
just
what
that
I didn't
Kaido
think
beat his
about?
ass too much.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
think
too
about
much damage.
this, but when Kaido went to throw himself off the island, Uruj got what looked like he got his ass beat. Do you think Kaido just mollywopped him?
Yes. Yeah. I thought that was the obvious thing. You
Anyway,
think they even fought?
Yeah, I think they fought.
Did they fight?
Yeah, they
Or
probably
was
fought.
Uruj just already like on an adventure, and Kaido just happened to be up there about to throw himself off the fucking cloud?
No, I think they fought, but
Hmm.
I was never confirmed. Anyway, so yeah, interested to see how that goes. Now would I call this my RGC?
Come on, Brian.
World building.
I gotta go with my.
Uranus.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
All right.
What
I
did the
gotta go with
audience
my
say?
heart, I'm sorry,
Not One Piece.
Not One Piece.
not One Piece.
You guys.
You guys. Vote on our Twitter at New Jump City. If you're tired of One Piece always losing in the polls for some reason, get on there. I'll get into Brian. If you're done, I'll get into my thoughts if you will.
Please, Christian.
I mean, I'm not going to mirror a lot of what you guys said. I think we covered a lot in this kind of open conversation flowing thing. But I will say, on the note of Jewelry Bonnie, I also think she's going to be incredibly important for a multitude of reasons. One, she was actually there at the Reverie. So she's seen something too, probably. I wouldn't put it past them to do that.
She was at the Reverie. Was she a
Mhm.
slave?
No, she was disguised. She aged herself into an old lady.
Right.
I think to rescue Kuma specifically. So
Oh, that's her companion? Her friend?
she was from the same kingdom. They were royalty there, both of them.
Oh.
I think so. I think they come from the same kingdom and they're both royals there. Like Kuma was the king of her kingdom, and she seemed to be some kind of royal herself. Brian, if you could look up her specific title,
Bartholomew, he was the king of an island and then he became a pirate.
then he became a revolutionary specifically.
And then he became a pirate.
Yes, from what I
Because
understand.
he decided he didn't want to be a revolutionary anymore.
No, he seemed to be under deep cover for the revolutionaries as a warlord
Right.
for the government.
As a warlord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, to the very end, he was he was working for the revolutionaries.
Was Kuma part of, was he a king of like a major kingdom?
I don't know.
What did you want to know?
I know that Jewelry Bonnie was royalty, but what was she? What was her like title? Was she like queen or princess or something? Because I know it was the Sorbet Kingdom, if I remember right.
Or Bay?
Yeah. But in any case, one thing, Jewelry Bonnie was a royal, and she seems to know Blackbeard pretty well. Blackbeard and her have history.
Yeah.
We know that she was there at the Reverie, so she could inform them on Sabo's whole deal, and we'll probably get a flashback as to what happened in the Reverie through her, which would be pretty sweet, and how she even ended up here. Because that's a long way from Marijois. Like, they're far. Marijois is like all the way back at the red line. So.
Oh, at the beginning point of the New World, right?
Mm-hmm. So that ought to be
It's
interesting.
crazy. I can't believe Fishman Island is right on the. No, but they're not right under Marijois. They're
Not
just under the
direct.
red line.
Yeah, they're under the red line.
But they're not far, right? Like it's not like
So
too far away.
Bonnie posed as a queen of Sorbet Kingdom, but
Oh, so she's technically not it.
yeah, it doesn't say that she is,
Hmm.
but there's a theory going out that she comes from a celestial dragon. Line.
I see.
So there's that.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, there's no telling what what Bonnie's real age is, because her power isn't aging. So it could be very well that old form was her real form.
Yeah.
It says here that her age is 24.
Well, then fuck me, huh?
Estimated.
All right.
But she could be whatever age she wants. So
That's what I'm saying, is that we don't know that for sure. But
Brian, they lied to you.
they
That's
lied
her
to you.
Estimated age.
They lied. They fucking lied. But yeah, I thought the inclusion. I didn't expect Jewelry Bonnie to pop out of there. That was the last person I was thinking of outside of Uruj. It was Jewelry Bonnie and Uruj
I
at
wish
the
it was
end.
Rouge.
Yeah, they could really use the help from Uruj.
That
Wish
must
it was
mean that
Gang Page
Sabo's kind of close, right?
Huh?
That must mean that Sabo, like wherever that happened, must be close, right?
We don't know how she even got into this.
Not
thing in the
far.
First place.
Well, no, it's not. Maybe it's an assumption that she got caught up in that eddy and that was an after effect of the tsunami. Maybe of Lulolia.
Oh, maybe she was with Sabo and they
Been
got
destroyed.
separated.
No way.
They got separated.
Sabo rides alone.
I mean, no,
No, he doesn't.
He has a whole team.
Yes, he does.
He
Yeah.
pulled up with his crew.
Ever since he got the flame fruit, he rides alone.
No, they all went there. They all went there.
He
to
went
say-
alone and they followed.
No, he went with them to the Reverie.
Yes, he went alone. They came after the fact.
Okay.
You seen them together in the same space?
Yeah, actually.
I don't know where you're getting
Damn.
this from.
I guess they was. Yeah. They
What
was
are you
in the caves
doing?
together,
Why
right?
you-
When they was digging up.
Why do you do
He
this?
was with them. Was he with them in the cave?
Yes.
Fuck.
One of them created the cave. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. One of them's a digger guy. And he's super OP, I guess. We'll
he's
find out.
Yeah. Anyway, those are all my thoughts, really. I'm very excited for the next chapter. This was my RGC. This is Josh's RGC. Brian's too good for One Piece, apparently, this week. So we'll just do the regular RGCs for this one.
The one that rejects all.
RGC. Certified RGC. Certified.
Brian knows what that's a reference to.
What's
You don't
that?
gotta say nothing. He knows.
Yeah. One Piece is great. We've talked about it a lot already. So I suppose we should move onward. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 366, Full Moon. It's back, baby. My Hero Academia. With a 15-page chapter, but two of them pretty good. Two of them like 2-page spreads that he drew the hell out of. But
He did draw the hell out of them.
yeah. Last we left off, Shigaraki was starting to get worn down by the heroes constantly barraging him. And he decided to, I guess, his next form that he took on was basically like pulling up his family, like little weird effigies, fleshed effigies of his family sprouting out from his arm. But then it came out to a full form where he has one giant arm with his family's heads as fingers and a full hand defense where he has a hand mask and a hand in the back and hands to cover his chest, I guess, a little finger shield.
Yeah.
And I guess just a regular arm on his side. His right arm would just be normal, I guess.
Yeah, I like the hands returning. That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually really like this form.
It's
No
a really
cap.
cool design. It's very... Should have whipped this out sooner. This is obviously his best form so far.
No, but I mean that's what we wanted. The side characters finally forced him to go to his next form.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Yeah. Mirako comes in thinking she's going to do something. She gets smacked really hard.
Oh no, she gets fucking uppercutted to. I don't know, pretty far.
Pretty far.
Pretty far.
She gets uppercutted to pretty
She's
far.
not in good shape. She's lost like 3 limbs.
Yeah.
And she might be dead now. She's probably dead.
Yeah.
She's probably dead.
Sun Eater gets also smacked.
I think he's okay.
Yeah.
But Miracle's probably dead.
Yeah. And
Like, we're all okay with that? Like, is anyone going to be distraught?
I'll be sad. I liked Miracle.
No, I mean, I said distraught.
What do you mean distraught?
Is
Am I gonna
anyone
cry?
going to feel like,
I don't feel bummed out. I would feel bummed out if Miracle died. I like Miracle.
No, I'd be really tight too. I don't want to see a gangster like that, expire, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
your boy had different plans.
She's probably alive. Nejire also gets debris. He sends like a bunch of debris up, smacking her away. And he turns over to Mirio, and he's like, I know now that you have nothing. So, I want to give everyone so far collectively one of these.
Yeah, all out.
Yeah. Obviously,
They're not coming back.
we keep forgetting to do this, but this is very much ass whooping of the week.
Oh,
Between
yeah.
3
Yeah.
characters. They all share
Oh, yeah.
They all share one collective ass whooping. So yeah,
I mean, it was tight.
it was cool.
It was tight because there was another series where somebody got maimed,
Oh really?
and I didn't even see it coming. I mean, we'll get into it later.
You're right. I should have saved that.
No one.
I should have saved
Yeah.
that. But you know what? Is it
I don't
really?
know. Turn around to busting their ass though.
Yeah, that's the
Fucking
thing.
these niggas up, son.
That's the thing. I give it to this one because this was a fight. The other one.
Yeah.
The other one was like,
Pure maim.
yeah, it's just not even a battle. But we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miro is just standing by using his permeation to not get absolutely erased by Shigaraki's slaps. Best Genius ain't no punk, so he just runs headlong into danger, sending all of his threads over to Shigaraki. Mirio's just looking around him, just like, fuck, is this really what you the future you saw for me, Night Eye? And we remember that I actually just read this chapter recently in my read through of My Hero Academia, where Night Eye dies, and the last thing he says to Mirio is that he's going to be a fine hero after looking into his future. And Mirio's just like, "Is this what you meant?" And then all of a sudden they get a transmission from one of the Pussycat dolls. Oh, not Pussycat dolls, but the Pussycat heroes. They're like, "Drop the electromagnetic barrier for just a moment, just 2 seconds. Keep them busy for 2 seconds." And my favorite thing is Best Genius looks up and he's like, 2 seconds is an eternity.
What?
That's how strong Shigaraki is holding off for
That's
2
how Joe
seconds.
Burrow felt.
Cowboys!
Woo!
All hail your new franchise quarterback, Cooper Rush.
No, relax. Relax.
Cooper!
It's all about Micah Parsons.
Cooper!
Oh.
That's your boy now.
He's always been that nigga.
No, but he's your franchise.
backup.
They're gonna take
No,
away
he's
the
not.
that deal from Dak and give it to Cooper. Cooper.
You wish he was your franchise quarterback.
I swear to God, I don't.
Yeah, I had him on the roster. You know
I
that?
swear.
Yeah, I let him go.
Good.
I gave him back to us.
Good.
And now we're gonna go to the Super Bowl with Cooper Rush. You're gonna get a Cooper Rush Dallas jersey.
I will never. You will though.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway.
So anyway.
So Mirio is just like, thinking back, just having basically a fucking panic attack. And he just like stops at this one moment where Night Eye looks at him and, he's just thinking to himself, he's like, what do I even do? What do I have in my arsenal? And Night Eye is like, so keep smiling. A world without smiles and humor has no ... And then we cut over to Mirio rising up from the ground, mooning Shigaraki with his admittedly fat dumper.
Yeah, Mirio does have fucking a thick ass.
His fucking cake he pulled out from
He's
the
caked
underground.
up. He's caked up for sure.
He's double cheeked up on a Thursday.
Go on, Josh.
afternoon.
You gonna tell me that he's not fucking caked up right now?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Come on, bro. You can't deny it.
Yo, he pulled up. He was like,
I can't.
You see that thick ass, and you're gonna go, nah, that ain't thick.
I don't
There
know
ain't a
what
thick
you're
ass.
talking about, bro.
well, so I guess Mirio pulls out his ultimate technique, full moon rising tonight, which causes Shigaraki to just stop, and we get a 2-page spread of him literally like kind of laughing. Actually, he goes, "Pff." But in the distance, we see a guy Spider-Manning, getting ready to do this Spider-Man slingshot. I love this 2-page spread, by the way. I'll say that. This shit was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get 2 splash pages. It's Deku on one side, looking down like, I got you, bitch. And Shigaraki looking up like,
I'm him.
I am here. And then Shigaraki looks up like, yeah, you got me. Yeah.
Yes, you are here.
Yes, you are here. And
Do you like my new form?
And then we cut over to the final page of the chapter, which is a big 2-page spread of Deku just smacking the shit out of Shigaraki as he lands dramatically. Very cool. I'll say that. I will admit that. This was a cool moment for Deku. But yeah,
That was a
that's
cool moment for Deku.
that was the end of the chapter. Very short one. Big dramatic moments all around. So we got through it pretty quickly.
Cool moment.
But yeah, Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I really like this chapter for all the wrong reasons. I just said that. I really did like this chapter. I like Shigaraki's new form a lot. He looks really intimidating, kind of serious. But he still has his ego, so it's not all like he's in full rage mode. He's still him. He's still Shigaraki the asshole. The way he was able to, it took me a moment to to really process what happened with Mirio and Shigaraki with the full moon rising. I did think it was funny. I was just like, what are they about to do? Like, how do I explain this? Mirio was like brought up. What's the guy's name that could see into the future that
Night
passed
Eye?
away? Night Eye,
Night Eye.
right? Yeah. So he brings up Night Eye and he mentions how like what is it that like that I'm supposed to do or whatever, and how he was starting to reflect on the things that he said, like like what makes a positive world, and I'm only pointing this out because this is the stuff I like about My Hero Academia, and I feel like he's been showing it a lot. Him being the author, he's been showing these like those moments a lot of how do I put it? Oh, I might have lost for words. I don't know why I can't articulate like what I'm trying to get across. It's the fact that being a hero is more than punching people, right? That we all know that,
Right.
like it's about saving people, being a good and decent hero. But it's the fact that how he was able to think outside the box, and what Night Eye was talking to Mirio about didn't have anything to do with combat. He was just saying, what's the type of world you want to live in? So if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out doing this. Like it was genuine. It wasn't really about strategy, although he said, fuck it, this is the last thing I could try, and I'm going to be funny and laugh about it. Like, you know what? Fuck you, Shigaraki. Spank my ass into oblivion. How about that? If you want, you thought you won, but I get the last laugh, bitch. And it froze him. It happened to work out. That kind of also goes into play what Night Eye was talking about. Well, I mean, at least when he said, like, I see you being a fine hero. It was because of his teachings that led to Mirio's future being extended and not extinguished.
Yeah.
No, he became
I
a fine
kinda
hero
cleaned it
because
up.
of that ass.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well,
Cake.
there's a lot of different ways to look at that, right?
Mhm.
That's the beauty of art.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles to look at that.
So many
you know?
interpretations to have.
I'm sure Shigaraki had a pretty good angle.
Yeah,
Of that
pretty good
one.
angle.
Sure did. So, yeah, Deku's here to save today. Everyone got enough shine. It is what it is, right? It's time. It's time for the showdown. And I guess, Big Boss Man, all for one, is just gonna murder everybody.
Just off
That's
screen.
not a normal.
It's just gonna be over for the rest of the cast.
I suppose maybe All Might's gonna come and distract him enough for after Izuku Midoriya mops Izuku. After Midoriya mops up Shigaraki easy mode because he has the best quirks. He All for One is gonna try to freeze up. No. One for All Might is going to try to distract All for One.
It's very possible.
And then in the process, he's going to get killed gruesomely.
Gruesomely.
Because Big Boss Man All for One is a petty and shice motherfucker.
These are all true statements.
They just had to buy time long enough for him to erase from existence.
Yeah.
So
I guess.
Oh, true. He is on a timer.
Yeah.
Midoriya is going to get there and he's just going to fade away like, ha 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 ha. I killed your face. I may have lost the battle, but I've won the petty war.
Yeah. Oh.
No, those are my thoughts, man. That's everything I have to say. I really like this chapter, so I wanted to have a lot to say about it. So
Nice.
I'm trying to express that.
Yeah.
Too
Brian.
bad One Piece was so fucking elite and Brian's blind. What are your thoughts, Brian? Why don't you go ahead and let
This
us
isn't
know.
my RGC.
Stop it! What?
It isn't.
Cap.
Oh shit, we're covering. Oh yeah. All right. I believe you.
So I really like this chapter too. At first I didn't know how to feel about the Shigaraki Mirio thing. A lot of people are upset about this moment, but at the end of the day, this is what heroes are supposed to be in My Hero Academia. Like they're not always like, supposed to be the strongest people in the world. They're not supposed to always be like the smartest, but they're supposed to have heart. That's the main thing when it comes to heroes is their heart and their determination to succeed. And you know, without humor and without like lighthearted moments like this, humanity can be lost. Sometimes you gotta put your ego aside and do what you need to do. And Mirio doing this is actually a pretty cool moment, because he was kind of like lost. He didn't really have like a place, and this moment here actually saved the heroes on this end. Because if he doesn't do this, Genus is dead, and if he doesn't do this the way he did it, he's probably dead too. So this is just a nice little like tension breaker to like segue into Meteoria coming in. Which, by the way, if you didn't notice, the American Jets at the bottom of the big page spread.
Oh, I didn't see
No.
that. I was too focused
Yeah,
on
so the American Jets gave Deku a lift up here, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna
That
have
is
some
pretty
laser
cool.
beaming fucking jets shooting around.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And I just love the art. The art from this chapter is fucking incredible. This is something that I like. All right, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy. Like, this might sound like an insult when I say it, but Horikoshi is the new Kubo.
Yeah, no,
Horikoshi is the new Kubo.
I feel like Horikoshi is the best artist in Jump currently. I would say that in my
He is the
opinion.
new Kubo, you're right.
Incredible art. Sketchy sketchy writing sometimes here and there.
He admits it. He admits
But
it.
the art
We
always
got him!
shines. The art always shines with Kubo. I mean, with both of them, the art always shines, and they both have kind of similar art styles too, with their use of like white background to like emphasize on moments. So, but the thing that Horikoshi does better than Kubo, in my opinion, is how
Everything.
lifelike he makes his art. Because you feel the impact on his hits and you see the transitions of movement. This is something that's similar to Jujutsu Kaisen, but Jujutsu Kaisen obviously does it better, in my opinion. But he doesn't sacrifice quality for it, like there's still like immense detail in these like movement shots and these like the way he sets up these things. Like the art is still incredible even with all this movement and fluidity. So I have to give Horikoshi props because this is probably like one of the best drawn chapters of this arc so far. And we're not even done. It's going to get better. There's obviously going to be more incredible moments, but my favorite panel right now is the last page. Cause god damn, is that a fucking shot, man? That looks so fucking sick. You could just see like how he fucking slungshot past, gave him the kick, and he's looking back at it. Oh god, that's so incredible. And I know I'm gushing about it a lot, and it not being my RGC, but I fucking loved the art. The art carried this chapter for me so much that I couldn't help but like appreciate this. And regardless of how the story goes, like for a fact that there are going to be some amazing fucking art in these chapters to come, and that's something that Horikoshi will never fall back off. Like you could always depend on that, no matter what, even if the writing gets shaky. So that's why I love this chapter so much. The art and the way that he visualizes everything is just so A1, like top of the list, top bar stuff.
Yeah. I'll get into
I
it.
mostly agree.
I'll get into my thoughts, I guess. I also really like this chapter. This probably would have been my runner-up if not for One Piece.
This is my runner-up.
Yeah. People are really mad about the Miro thing. That's funny.
Yeah.
I find that
Yeah, they
interesting.
didn't like it.
Are they?
They called it character assassination.
Well, these people have not read My Hero Academia like I have recently.
Yeah, they're weirdos.
I actually just finished the overhaul arc, and what's interesting about that is, do you remember that first test that Deku gave that Deku had to get past at Night Eye's agency? You had to make Night Eye laugh.
Oh. Shit! I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's looking at him.
Yep.
But what do I even have in my arsenal? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Night Eye was a guy who was
Nice.
always like very obsessed with humor.
Oh my
This is a
god!
really good chapter. See, I knew there was something to what I was fucking talking about before, man.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's so cool, man.
Okay, okay,
That's so cool.
okay. No, that shit. I gotta give My Hero Academia RGC now. Fuck.
Yeah, this is really well done.
Fuck.
Assassination of character. Are they fucking dumb? See, when I criticize,
Christian, why do you do that?
Let's let the drop. Let's let the drop.
Yeah,
happen.
let's-
It's waited long enough.
RGC
Oh, wait.
RGC certified.
Yeah.
RG.
I think you're gonna disrespect your own series, bro.
Damn it! It wasn't gonna be My Hero Academia, Christian. Damn you!
I'm sorry, I had to do my deep-seated analyzing of the story, but
Chris, you're a treasure to this country.
I try. But it also, I mean, I got lucky. I think I would have remembered this regardless, but I do remember reading this over, and particularly like up to Night Eye's death scene. It did make me appreciate this chapter a little bit more because we talk a lot about how like certain moments in My Hero Academia are not very fleshed out and not very explored well, and this is kind of like a minor one, but you know, it's still valuable and important nonetheless, and it works. You know, that's what really resonated with me, especially having come fresh off of reading the overhaul arc again. Is that, oh yeah, this makes sense for Mirio, as this like his contribution is his last thing to the guy who taught him everything he knows up to this point. So, you know, makes sense on that front. And the fact that it worked is a little bit of extra, you know, gratification on Mirio and Night Eye's part in particular, because it just shows that Night Eye was right. You know, like what that thing was, what we thought when Deku came in and we thought he was doing this like meaningless thing of just making Night Eye laugh, ended up saving the day at the end of it all, because Night Eye understood that All Might's thing about smiling and making people feel reassured and all that stuff pays dividends in more ways than you can think. And this is one of those moments.
Dude, that literally blew my fucking mind. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That literally tied this entire chapter up for me, like together for me. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why you reread these series 3 billion times, because they're long and you forget things. But yeah, that's my 2 cents about this whole situation. Obviously, the Deku thing was a cool moment, a very cool entrance, as in the grand scheme of things. Usually, heroes make their entrance in a more like, you know, they block an attack, or you know, they just like come in and save, like move somebody, dodge in the nick of time. Having Deku's attack land as a direct result of Night Eye and Mirio kind of passing the torch in that way was a cool touch. And like Brian said, the art is beautiful, obviously all the way around. These chapters are shorter, but we get these like crazy details in the art. If you even just look at like Shigaraki's hands, like in that close up and that splash page, you see all like the fingernails filed off. You see like the little specks of dirt on Deku's like scarf and the tears and the rips.
Of course.
Yeah, dirty Deku. Yeah, but you know, tons of detail that he stuffs into every panel, and that's admirable. But yeah, I really like this chapter quite a bit. My runner-up. It's been a while since My Heroes won an RGC in my book, but this was pretty close. One Piece is just goated. Sometimes you just can't beat the goat.
Yeah.
What a wow! Just wow.
Wow. Well, those are all my thoughts. Very cool chapter overall. I think I'm all set. Do you guys have any rebuttals? Any final thoughts before we move onward?
No, I think I'm good. Damn, that really fucked me up, Chris. That actually fucked me up.
That's what I'm here for.
Shigaraki's about to die.
Well, not in one chapter.
Bakugo's gonna wake up and they're gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's something that You know, last week I thought that Deku was gonna go to fight All for One, and then
Yeah, that was
Bakugo
wild.
would be the one who had to fight here. But I'm looking forward to a Bakugo and Deku versus Shigaraki fight. I think that would be fucking sick.
Yeah. Yeah. You almost forget that there's like other battles happening with Uraraka and Spinner and all the
Oh yeah. You think they're gonna cut to them?
I don't
after
know,
this?
bro.
I feel like they would. I feel like that would be something Horikoshi does.
Yeah.
Be like, oh wait, but look at what Spinner's doing.
Let's see what Spinner's doing.
Yeah, I told you guys it's over. Then none of that matters anymore.
Yeah.
Remember Falcon was talking to somebody and we were like, yo.
It's Falcon. No. Well, we'll see. But
it's that he didn't have to. I guess it's my fault.
what's your fault?
For believing.
Don't
For
stop
assuming. I made an ass of myself. And him.
Hey, take it easy, bud. You got this. You're good. You're not an ass.
Why did I believe?
You don't even know what's gonna happen.
They're not getting fights.
You don't know that.
I swear by the hairs of my chinny chin chin
All right.
that there will be no side character development past this point.
That means you gotta shave if you lose. You
No,
gotta
that
shave it
doesn't.
all off.
No,
Your chin hair.
No, go ahead, man.
Your
You're
chin
so
hair
confident.
specifically. You gotta
I'm
get
not
rid.
that confident.
You gotta get. You gotta get
Come
rid
on,
of your chin hairs.
like back up your pessimism, dude.
No, I
No?
won't.
All right. You think they're gonna get individual
Nope.
battles then?
No, spineless. That's okay. I'm not doing that for my hero. It's okay.
Well, I have no principles anyway.
Lows.
Come on, man. You don't want to shave at all, dude?
No.
All right.
Do you want to shave at all, Brian?
No, but we're not the ones.
Listen, I have nothing to bet on.
We're not the ones swearing on our chin here.
Why don't you bet on the series not ending before the end of the year, Brian?
What, My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could bet
Think
that.
it'll last to the end of the year?
What, shave what, my
You
beard?
think it'll last into January?
Yeah, I think so.
It might.
It might.
I thought it was going to be over by now. So, maybe.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I suppose we should move on, yeah?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Chainsaw Man.
I'm sorry, Chase.
Brian loved this chapter.
Yeah, Brian did love
Sorry,
this chapter.
Chainsaw
This was Brian's initial really good chapter of the week, so just so you know. But this is Chainsaw Man.
Just so you know.
This is
But
Chainsaw.
Christian had to go and fuck it all up.
I'm sorry I made you enjoy something a little more. My gift is also a curse. I'm sorry I enhanced your experience. I'll never do it again. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 104, spoiler. Last we left off, Chainsaw Man has saved the day, and he is going through his life. We catch up with Denji and what he's been doing. He's been going to school, and he's been trying to intentionally get caught as Chainsaw Man so he could get laid all the time.
Yes.
Which is an admirable goal, I guess. You know, nothing wrong with it, really. We all want fame. We all want. But yeah, we then cut over to Asa's house. The War Devil is throwing a fucking tantrum because they just got saved by Chainsaw Man. And Asa's like, "Why do you hate him so much?" And we learn.
Wait a second. Her name is Yoru. Okay. Come on now. Be nicer to the War Devil. Okay?
Oh, you're right.
Put some respect.
Yeah,
on her
wow,
name.
Rue.
Sorry,
Put some
Yoru.
respect on Yoru's name.
All right, sorry, I forgot.
Yoru better put respect on Yoru's name.
Anyway, Yoru is explains that apparently they fought Chainsaw Man a long time ago, and at some point Chainsaw Man took a bite out of her, and ever since then, the War Devil has been weakened, and they can. There's not been a single war since the World War. Which one I don't know, but there hasn't been a war since. The war became a thing of movies and video games, and the world almost forgot war's terrors. And at this rate, everyone will forget war, and Chainsaw Man is to blame.
That sounds like a beautiful thing.
Well, not if you're the War Devil.
I suppose. Give him my 2 cents.
Yeah. So Asa's like, "Are you afraid of being forgotten?" And the War Devil's already asleep. So, at that point, Asa starts thinking to herself, is like, "For the longest time, I didn't care if I died, but now I'm glad I didn't. Thanks, Chainsaw Man."
Thanks.
Thanks, Chainsaw Man. So we cut over to the next day, and Denji is like on his knees, on like all fours, as the girl just sits on his back, and Squid Boy, I forget his name, he's standing there like, "Why is that girl sitting on you?" He's like, "For 10 yen, I'll be your chair for 10 minutes. Now, if not back, I'm not back in 30 seconds. I gotta give her a refund." And Squid Boy gives him back his student ID because he knows that Denji intentionally dropped it when they fought the Cockroach Devil, so that people could find out that he's Chainsaw Man.
He knew.
He was
He absolutely knew.
Yeah. So yeah, Squid Boy's like, "I'll have to stop you by force if I have to," and he's like, "Man, try to stop me and you're dead. I'm going back to being a chair now." And Squid Boy's like, "Hey, why don't you be my chair and chat with me a little longer?" He's like, "What? I'm not letting a dude sit on me." And he gives him like 100 yen, and Denji doesn't turn that down. He just becomes his chair. And he's like, "Doesn't mean that I've caved to you. I'm gonna get found out as Chainsaw Man no matter what." He's like, "Do you want that because you want a girlfriend?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, let me get you a girlfriend then." He said, "What kind of girl do you want?" And he's a girls who are desperate for a boyfriend. And he goes, "Oh." And we smash cut over to Denji hanging out with Squid Boy and Asa.
I like how they show him thinking, like, he thinks he's trying to think about a desperate girl.
Yeah, and it's Asa. And they're just like kind of talking about stuff. He's like, "Is it true that you were saved by Chainsaw Man?" And she's like, "Yeah." And Squid Boy introduces Denji, and they start talking about Chainsaw Man and like why she hates him. And she's like, "I used to hate him, but now I'm neutral." And they go through all the things that she's heard about, that like why she hates him. And Denji, being Chainsaw Man, is like trying to dispute all of that. She's like, "Well, he's always covered in blood and stuff." And he's like, "He bathes, right?" And then there's like a chainsaw that comes out of his head. It looks like he's stupid. It's like he doesn't have anything going on in his head because there's a fucking chainsaw there. He's like, he uses his brain a ton. And he's like, then there's how he only saves women. That's blatantly horny and gross.
Blatantly horny and gross.
Yeah. And he's like, he has a pure heart.
He is killing him, and he is trying his best, yo.
Yeah, he's not having a great time. She's like, "Yeah, and he eats cats and dogs too." He's like, "He would never eat cats and dogs." He's like, "Doesn't he eat people too? He's a devil, right?" And did he? No. Well, maybe once.
Maybe that one time.
Maybe that one time. And she's like, "How would you know? You're not Chainsaw Man. How would you know?" And then after, Denji just gets pushed, and he just like says, you get a splash page of him telling Asa, is like, "I know because I'm Chainsaw Man. How's that for you? I know exactly what he's thinking because I'm him. Get it now?" Squid Boy just smiles. Asa just stares at him, and she's just like, "Loser." And then she walks away. And Denji's tight because Squid Boy's like, "No one will ever believe you like that." He's like, "But I am Chainsaw Man." And that's where the chapter ends. Very Chainsaw Man-ian chapter.
Yeah, it was. This shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
All right, so low key, the squid guy. Do you remember his name?
Mm-mm.
All right. Shady Squid Man. He is so fucking funny. Like the way he takes Denji super seriously because he takes his job super seriously. So he's he looks like someone that wants to be really good at his job at all costs. So he will literally entertain the crazy the crazy thoughts and wants and needs of Denji in order to get him to bend to his will. So that moment when he thought about, he was like, "All right, oh, you want a girlfriend, right? You just want some pussy? No problem. Let's figure that out for you, bro. We can do that in more efficient ways." Said, and then he was just like he asked her for the type, and it was like a girl who's desperate for a boyfriend, and he knew he was on tap. Like, I got you, bro. I know the one. This other day, I was out with these two girls, and this other one was real weird. Looks like she needs something interesting in her life. I like that a lot, man. I thought that was really funny. And the fact that when we seen Denji again at the beginning of the chapter, he was just a chair for some girl. I knew there was something weird about it, but I thought for a moment, like, oh, is this like a girlfriend of his? Like maybe not his girlfriend, but maybe a friend of his that's a girl that he's like, like does he have a little bit of a social life or something? But no, of course not. He's just
No.
a chair
He's just a super simp.
for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny chapter.
Yeah.
Sucks we gotta wait 2 weeks for another one. I liked it.
Well, technically next week. We usually cover Chainsaw Man on its off week, so 1 week from now. But yeah, if those were all your thoughts, Brian, this was your initial RGC, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. I had so much fucking fun reading this chapter. Holy shit. Denji is so fucking funny. Like
Yeah.
the comedic timing on all this and the dynamic between Squid Guy and Denji is just so fucking perfect. Like the way that everything kind of lined together. And the interaction between Asa and Denji, like the whole conversation and shit. Oh my god. I've never actually like genuinely laughed while reading a manga this much in a long time. Like seriously. It was so fucking funny and I really appreciated it and it like at the time it just made my mood feel so much fucking better. And man, if it wasn't for My Hero Academia, this would have been it, man. Damn.
Damn.
Actually wish I
Damn.
stuck to my guns, but I loved this chapter so much.
Who do you like more, Denji or Asa? Who's your favorite character between the
Denji.
two?
What the fuck? Denji's just so fucking funny, dude. Like he's just such a fucking
Nah, he
character. He's literally like spilling with like he's kind of similar to Luffy in to some extent.
Yeah, right. Well, he's such an idiot. He can't help it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like his relation with Squid Guy reminds me of like a Robin or like a Zoro or something like that. Somebody who just knows what kind of person Denji is and like tries to work with him as best that they can. Like
Yeah.
he's like an overgrown like fucking toddler.
Yeah. Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too much on this. I think you guys said everything I wanted to say. This was a really funny chapter overall. Very simple. It takes a while. Like Chainsaw Man is like a very slow burn of a story until it's not anymore. So it's very fun to get these kind of chapters where it's like just character interactions and people just jumping off of how like kind of, I don't want to say desperate, but like how much of kind of a degenerate Denji really is. It is just kind of funny to have everybody in the world kind of be a straight man to his like antics. So that's been fun. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about this chapter. Very fun chapter overall. But I think I'm ready to move on. If you guys are, short chapter to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we pretty much got through it. It was very funny, and very enjoyable. But yep, let's move onward. Black Clover. This is Black Clover chapter 338. Hold on, I'm cutting to it. 338, Trouble on a Foreign Road. Last we left off,
Trouble in Wano.
yeah. Last we left off, Asta woke up in Wano, I mean the land of the sun, and yeah, he meets up with a childhood friend of Yami's, and he explains that, you know, this is where Yami came from, and he knew him when he was a kid, and yeah, he just found him here, and he's recovering Lieb at the moment. So yeah, Asta's just taking this all in at the start of this chapter. And Ryuya Ryudo reveals that he is the shogun of this place, which is basically, in terms of Asta's country, the Wizard King. You know, the ruling guy, the guy in charge, basically. And he's like, well, maybe it's because I can't sense magic, but you don't see him all that strong to me. And the young girl off to the side is like, this is what happens when I let you talk, which is,
Yeah.
man,
When I allow you
yeah,
to speak words.
Oh shit!
yeah, that was pretty intense. And us is just like, I'm sorry. So yeah, they walk around town for a while. Asta notes that her key is very familiar, and we'll find out why by the end of the chapter. But Asta and them are running through the town exploring, and you know, there seems to be some kind of like magic going on here. People don't necessarily
Girl
use,
magic.
yeah, people don't necessarily use magic here in the way that they do in the Clover Kingdom. Instead of grimoires, there are these scrolls that magic comes out of, and they call their magic
In Rio.
yeah, Ryuo. But they call this magic Yojutsu, and his magical power, and Asta's magical power is known as Yoryoku. Yoryoku. So there's, I guess, a distinction between the two. Asta gets a little flashback. You know, there's this kid who's like, "Let's get that," and she's like, "No, I think Nomotatoes are a better idea." And he gets
No more potatoes.
yeah, he gets instant PSTD flashbacks of him and the sister hanging out, and then her being a paladin and erasing him from existence. So there's that. So there's, like, you know, thugs making trouble in the city. You know, like, rah, bandits, play.
Blasting through like, well, I guess not like Team Rocket because they blast away.
Yeah, they just.
I was off.
Yeah, well, and anyway, they blast through stuff, and Ryu gets the people away safely. He seemed to move them to a place where they'd be safe. And he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Hey, I don't think there's anything to worry about here. You don't got nothing to worry about. As you can tell, I ain't got no Yoryoku, so he has no magic." Sounds familiar. Who else doesn't have magic? But that's when Ichika pulls up, and he sicks Ichika on them, and she beats him up real good using her ki. She does like she makes a course through her veins, her muscles, and she fucks them up something good. Sends them flying at a wall, caving in the wall. And Asa's like,
While the
"Yo!"
darkness radiates off her body.
Yep. And it turns out she is one of the Ryuzen 7. And he sees that, like, Asta sees that there's like dark energy radiating off of Ichika. And he's like, "Wait a minute. That's like Yami." And he's like, "Wait a minute. Hey, are you?" And then she just grabs his head, does the dragon claw thing where Yami lifts him. And it turns out this little girl, Ichika, is Yami's kid sister. And now she looks more like Yami than, I guess, Nero. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was the black hair.
Yeah. But that was the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I thought this was a really fun chapter. I like that they kind of got to the point and showcased that there's a new way, a new energy system, or a new technique to that Aster could take his time to learn, and that'll make him super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's already like a physical fighter to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So this technique is right up his alley with his yo-yo-ru. Or yo-yaru. What was it? Yoruyo?
Hold on.
Yoruichi?
Yoryoku.
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 Mhm.
Okay. So, do you think that oh god, Kami? Why can't I remember the names, man?
Yami?
Yami. Do you think Yami's uncle slash brother slash nephew slash dad maybe?
Friend?
Do you think
Why
he's
would-
strong?
He
Do you
said
think
he's
he
friend.
can fight?
No, he said he does. Well, maybe he can fight, but he doesn't have magic. So he's probably.
My parents are my friends too.
That's true. Hey,
I
you know,
mean,
hey,
I
you know what?
guess not really.
When you're right, you're right.
I mean,
Um,
friend is vague. That's all I'm trying to say.
fair, but yeah, he does. He's probably like Asta, where he does hella push-ups, and is strong, just independently
Right.
of magic. But were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, that's all my thoughts. I mean, it's not really too much more to be interested in as far. Well, it was an interesting chapter, and I'm looking forward to what else is going to be revealed.
Brian, do you
About
have
it.
any thoughts
Cool
by any
stuff.
chance?
I thought the dynamic between Shogun guy and girl was pretty cool.
Ryu and
Ichika.
Yami's little sis.
Yeah, they're it's like a cool dynamic. The brain and the brawn, but
Yeah.
flipped on its head, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Brian, you know what time it is?
Black Clover's woke.
Yeah, I waited until today.
Well, guess what? Last week we ran a poll where we asked you, the viewers, to vote whether Brian should reread Black Clover from the beginning or read in general from the beginning Black Clover, so he could have a more nuanced takes as he's reading it as he's going forward. And 80% he is now going to read Black Clover. Correct, Brian?
Yeah. I was waiting until today, until after the podcast to start. So after this podcast, I will start reading Black Clover from the start.
Yeah. Will you let us know of your
Yeah.
progress?
Huh?
Will you let us know how you're liking it and your progress in the series?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I'll do like a little something.
Yeah, do a little something.
Little something.
Ooh,
Okay.
a little something.
Better start off with a little bit of some reading first.
A little something reading.
A little something reading.
But yeah, well, I look forward to it. Brian's now on the Black Clover journey. Very excited to hear his thoughts. I've only read over Black Clover once, so honestly, I'm counting on you to kind of refresh my memory on things. But yeah, I'll get into my thoughts, I guess. I thought this was cool. I like that the grimoires are being replaced by scrolls. I thought that was like kind of a nice touch there.
Yeah. And the Nimpo arts.
Yeah, it looks cool too. I like it a lot. You know, doing your own touch on like the land of the sun type thing, the Wano-esque thing, making it yours. I appreciate that. Not that I ever doubted that he could, but it is nice that he did it. The scrolls are dope.
Yeah.
Excited to see like
For sure.
the nuances and the individual distinctions between this and the grimoire system that we've come to know and be familiar with. So I'm into it. But that's all I got to say about Black Clover. Josh, any rebuttals? Anything else to say before we move onward?
Nah. Like I said, I mean it. I'm really interested in what else we're gonna see in the land of Black Clover.
Yeah.
Juan Clover.
Juan Clover. All right. Then let's move on then. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 127, Luna and Sun.
Oh, did the audience pick?
Oh,
Black
you're
Clover?
right. You're right. Yes, they did. Black Clover, of course, won the really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7 weeks in a row that it's won or at least shared half the spot with the audience RGC.
I'll tell you what. I guess this was closer than most weeks. It only won by 42% of the vote. My Hero and Chainsaw Man were tied, and I guess One Piece had 1 vote. So
Is that you?
No, I don't. I don't vote on the polls. I'm not a corrupt king.
There's supposed to be no king that sits on a throne.
No, and I'm not one of them.
You're a Neru.
Shut up, dude.
I mean, the other one.
Yeah, don't be telling
Emu?
Yeah.
Do you have the Renegade on your Emu?
Shut up. Don't say nothing.
He has it, right?
I'll destroy your kingdom. I'll destroy the kingdom with Uranus.
Uranus. Okay, I've gotten that out of my system.
Yeah.
Undead Unluck.
You want to take this one, or should I?
Yes, I will take this one. Chapter 127, Luna and Sun, written by Yoshifumi Tozuka. That's my guy. I didn't see any of the translation and lettering this week, but I could look at my notes previously, and it's probably the same people.
Probably
Translated David Evelyn, lettering Michelle Payne. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So last week, okay, we met God. He's the one that validates the entire Undead Unluck universe and world and stuff. All of that. Whatever he created, it's all him. It's all him. It's the sun. Right? And Annie and Juiz were also tasked with holding off said God for about 11 minutes. Remember that ruckus we made about holding down Shigaraki for 2 minutes? And how Jobaro felt? Imagine that for 11 minutes against God.
God himself. AKA Cooper Rush.
The phrase that comes to mind is insurmountable hurdle. An insurmountable task.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that fits.
Yeah. I think that's about right. Right. So they gotta hold him up for 11 minutes in order for Fuko to recharge the arc and then loop into the next world. And also Fuko ends up having a chat with the spirit that inhabits the moon. All right.
The moon.
So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Okay. So, after my iPad finishes loading, we we start off with this silhouette of a person that's like, you know, it looks almost like it was somebody inside of the sun, or like the shadow of somebody against the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty intense, actually, if you really take a moment to think about it. And Andy's just like, what was that? What? You know, actually, let me not ad lib. He says, "Juiz, what is this?" Looking up, and it's like, you know, I think he meant like, really, like, what is it that it is that we're about to? What is it that we think that we're about to do? I think that was a loaded question.
Yeah.
You ever heard that? Yeah, a loaded question. So he says, what are we supposed to do about this, being God himself? I guess he's not the actual sun, because it's several times vaster than the earth and would have already ended everything and everything, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have melted the planet away too, probably. Or something like that. Bottom line, nothing would matter anymore. But he's this colossal lava sunspot figure that's like causing all of this commotion and destruction around the world because he stood up. I didn't know he wasn't standing up before. I guess he landed in a fetal position or sitting Indian style or something off page whatever. He stood up and it caused earthquakes around the world because he's God, right? So we cut back to Fuko and she's talking to that moon spirit, and she asks, "Who are you?" And she says, "I'm God."
I am a
I'm
god.
I'm prescribing a she to the spirit because it appears feminine. I probably shouldn't do that. So she asks what they are,
Yeah, they.
and they say, "I am God."
I am god.
And Fuko's like, "What? I thought
I thought the sun was god.
I thought that guy." No,
No, no.
he's like, and this God is like, "My name is Luna. I am the other God." Oh, there's a
Two
polytheistic
gods.
situation. The plot thickens. She said, "I'm the other." It says, "I'm the other God that created this world." Fuko has the same reaction. The other God? Everyone was wrong. There's two gods. And he's like, "Yeah, the one on the surface and the spirit." And Luna's like, "Yes, that one is Sun, and that's also God." And God did everything. I mean, he created the earth, Umas, fried chicken, you name it. He's responsible for creation, and they are also God. As he takes a step, there's like various different Umas surrounding him. I thought it was just debris or something like that, but no, he's birthing Umas like Loch Ness monster Umas, fish Umas, fire guy Uma, lots of different Umas, like an assortment.
Mhm.
Like a bunch of different types of Skittles, just Umas.
Like a fun bag of candy.
We're just gonna. But Andy, because he's he's just not pussy, right? He says we're just gonna have to do this then. And Juice she's not scared. They're ready for this. And they notice God freezes after we see like the top of Chikara's head. Now it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
God.
Josh.
How fucking crazy is that?
Josh, could you pull your mic a little farther away from you for a second? Because it's like spiking a lot.
I'm spiking. That's probably what the real issue is. But I'll also move the mic to the side
Yeah.
for the viewers' ears. But Shikara's like, just 10 more minutes. I can hold him. I can stab this nigga for 10 minutes. That's light. With a Visine.
Yeah.
Come
Where
on,
have I seen
let's
that?
do this. Right. So then you see. So then we cut to a picture of Sun God. You see something shoot up from the back of his neck, right? And so off screen, we don't know where it went. So Dewey screams to Billy that the operation continues as planned. I don't know why she's talking to Billy, but maybe he asked what was going on in the last chapter, I think. But I think Undead notices that something's coming towards Shikara. He screams his name, and that beam that God sent went around the world.
And
It came right back to blast off Chikara's arm.
fuck, man. I gotta give it one of these. It had to be done.
This was truly unfortunate.
Yeah, this is a bummer. 100%.
Chikara doesn't, I mean, how dare he, right? I guess that was the point. Like, you have no control over God.
Yeah. Well, technically, he can only freeze what he can see, and God is just so big that the thing that like he can't stop his back from spawning cannonballs of lava and sending it flying around.
Right. It's without agency,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Like, he doesn't, yeah. Man, Chikara, he's down bad.
Yeah.
He's about to get stepped on by God.
Oh yeah. And
But anyway, we come back to Luna telling Fuko to listen well, and that this is a game between them and myself, the sun and the moon, to see whose vision of the world will shape itself into. To be continued.
Yeah. Well, that was depressing.
Christian, you have some thoughts? Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, that Chikara moment was like the moment of the chapter because he came in and I was like, "Let's go, Chikara!"
Like, oh shit! Like him out of everyone else was like, oh, like, why y'all scared? Let's negate this nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, out of
negate
him,
it,
dude.
fuck out of here.
So badass for Chikara. A great moment for him. Good for him, honestly, because he was like the timid, he was the coward character, kind of. He came up, he had his moment. Unfortunately, he had to get super pwned by the one who sees all. But I mean, if you're gonna get pwned by some, if you're gonna get
No one
pwned,
above all.
yeah, if you're gonna get pwned by anybody, it ought to be God.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I actually nearly audibly gasped when I saw it. When he got his arm ripped off, I was like, oh, damn, that sucks.
Right, they did it really well because I had no idea when he called his name Chikara. I thought he was just gonna tell him like, hey, keep holding it so that I can figure out what else we can do.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll be honest. Like,
I
I didn't peep the thing like I didn't put that together. I saw that panel. I'm like, what was that? And then like, it took me like I got to go back and be like, oh shit.
I was truly caught off guard.
Yeah, what a crazy moment. And unfortunate for Chikara because he is just a boy. God is pretty brutal. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean it's good to establish the son as a threat here, in a really dramatic fashion. I respect it a lot. Great chapter overall. I really liked it too. Pretty good week for Jump overall. And this is no exception. I really liked Undead Unluck, and this was like a chapter that, if you can make me go, oh shit, twice in one chapter, in various tones, you did a great job. So, yeah.
We got a big reveal too.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut into your thoughts and all that. I mean, I don't really have too many extra thoughts, to be honest. So I'm just gonna speak my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I really did not expect that like with that thing that showed off his neck. I don't know why. I don't know why I was so surprised.
Because it's such a small thing.
Get bodied like that, yo.
It's such a small detail that you register, but you don't like put together later, or even literally in the next page.
Like who knows? Like as far as we know, he had a move on him, so that could have been somebody landing on him or shooting him with something.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
But she's like, Billy, the operation continues. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe.
Well, they were about to keep. I think what it was is that they were about to keep going, and Andy noticed in the back that shit was coming for him, and that's why he yelled his name out.
Right.
But fuck.
But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't put that shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a crazy fucking chapter, man. Undead Unluck is turning up.
Yeah.
Again.
But yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
You hear that,
Academia.
Brian? You hear that?
Where are the Revolutionaries? Am I spiking? I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Am I spiking?
No,
audience.
The thing about your spiking is that if you're too loud, like your audio goes off the map and we don't hear you for a minute. Spike. Anyway,
when's the last time you hit someone with a spike, Brian?
It's been a really long time.
You'll never spike me again. How about that?
Yeah, I probably won't.
Nah, that's not.
I'm really
true.
washed up when it comes to spiking. I can't do it as I used to.
Spike me.
You can do it, Mario.
The Spike King is dead.
Anyway, well, those are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Oh, real quick about Sketchy Mike. I read your thing. He basically talked about how in Mexico they have these like cool sleeves that they like basically wrap this plastic around the manga before they sell it. And that's not a Mexico exclusive thing. There's a store here called Kinokuniya. I don't know if you've ever been. It's in like near Times Square. It's basically a manga shop.
I think we did go in there, and I seen it was like downstairs. You go
No, that's a
downstairs
different
to it?
store. That's a different store I showed you.
When we see the Hitman Reborn
Yeah.
Takabon, but it was in all Japanese, so I couldn't even fucking read it.
Yeah,
I knew what was happening though.
Kinokuniya has like that stuff too, where they wrap all of the books in this plastic wrap. So, but it's cool that they do it down there too. They seem to have different
Fresh.
covers. They have different covers for manga too. Like he sent a Yu Yu Hakusho volume there that just had like a completely different volume. Most stores don't do it because I guess it's like hours and money, I guess, to buy the plastic wrap and have somebody to wrap all these manga in the wrap. But Kinokuniya does it.
Maybe it saves them. Maybe it makes them sell books more because it prevents people from being able to like just sit there and read it.
It's possible. It's very true. I mean, you can't. They don't allow you to just open
Not
it.
that I agree with that practice. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that could be a.
Yeah, they have cool stuff over there too. That's where I got like this Jujutsu Kaisen animation cell book. Oh no, that's not where I got it, but I seen it there. I actually got it as a gift. Never mind, but I did see it there. I got my Haikyuu art book from there, but I digress. They do it there. They do it in Times Square, near Times Square on 6th Avenue, as well, in New York. But yeah, we read it. Just want to let you know. But yeah, that's been our show. You can follow me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram. At NYChillin on Twitter. Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to catch him while he's streaming, he plays video games on twitch.tv/itspunchline. Check him out on there. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok if you're a Gen Z. And check us out there. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And we'll talk about it on the show, like we just did with Mike that I nearly forgot to do. You can comment underneath the show on our YouTube page if you're if you want to talk to us that way. We love getting comments. We respond to comments, so check us out on there. Comment on YouTube, subscribe while you're at it, give us a like, give us a share. If you like the pod, support the pod, get us some engagement. Let's get it going. I think that's it. Audio podcast is available everywhere you listen to podcasts. Every conceivable platform, there is our podcast on there. And the audio version usually comes out first. So that's a little incentive. Give us a 5-star review while you're on the audio podcast platforms. And yeah, that's it. Now that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, we will see you next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.
Deuces.